Hello everyone, welcome to another video. I'm super excited. This is our first tutorial that we're gonna do together now in kaboomtheweb.com. Is gonna be available under the free training center or free training place, and this is our first course titled How to Build Your Own WordPress website. And as you know, there is some background to this topic, how I reached here and why I'm creating this tutorial. There is a little bit of background that I can put some links. If you're watching this on my blog, I'm gonna put some links somewhere relevant where you can find some reason behind why you need to build your own website. But you're here, let's get into the tutorial right away. So I'm gonna first start with giving a little bit of introduction on the hosting in the first place and how it works. So as you know, you need to figure out certain things before you start building your website. So those things are, for example, your hosting, and your domain name. So what you would do, what you would need to do is go to websites like bluehost.com or godaddy.com or hostgator.com. There's plenty of websites, Bluehost or godaddy.com or hostgator.com. Plenty of web hosting websites which will provide the service of providing you a server to host your data, which is gonna be linked to your website. The beautiful thing nowadays is that you don't need to worry about this place for hosting and another place for the domain name. So most of these companies now, like Bluehost or GoDaddy or even HostGator, they provide you this, the both things. You could buy your domain name, so they are at the same time domain companies. They can sell domain names, and they will register your domain name under your account and under your name, and at the same time buy the hosting package with them, which means that you don't need to link a domain name both with some tool or some domain registrar with your hosting, because it's the same platform. And so for example, if you buy your domain name with domains.com, let's say, if you buy your domain name with domains.com and you have your hosting package with Bluehost, you need to point your domain to Bluehost so Bluehost can see your domain, and accordingly it's just an additional step. Even that is extremely easy to do, but it's just another step which you can avoid if you just do it in the same platform. Well, another good point is that most of those websites like Bluehost or domain name, when you sign up for your hosting package, they will give you a free domain to start with. So you don't need to pay or rent your $13 per year domain. If you go with Bluehost and you get a package there, you will get a free domain. So let's get started now. Basically, after you sign up, of course, my preferred, personally, I've tried Bluehost, I've tried GoDaddy, and I can't say like stuff which is too bad about GoDaddy. Of course, they are extremely big, and I can't say anything bad about them. But I personally like Bluehost. I felt like for the starting packages, Bluehost would give you a lot of the platform is a lot more easy to use. Their support is amazing. In case you need something, you can call them and sort things out with customer care, and they will help you with a lot of things. And most importantly, I mean, I felt that in the entry-level hosting packages, there's more speed in Bluehost. So my website, which were hosted in Bluehost, had was running faster than my websites running on GoDaddy. And one last thing here, which is I mean, that's enough for now. So what I would do, the first step is just go to bluehost.com and sign up for a hosting package. After you do the hosting package, you would need to buy your domain name, and then you would need to one more thing about your hosting package. You don't need to complicate things. You just go for the simplest and cheapest one to start with, and later on you can upgrade. There is also a lot of talk which we could there's some differences. For example, in hosting package, you would need to go for a dedicated server for you. At some point, you need to make sure, yeah, it's gonna be a lot faster, and a lot like security features as well, features related to how much traffic a website can handle, how much storage you need in your website. So all of those features are the things which you need to look at when buying the different hosting packages. But in the beginning, you could easily go blindly with the first and cheapest one, and later on, when you have your website growing, you can upgrade as per your needs in the future. So anyway, for now, get the hosting package, and then you will end up in the Bluehost homepage, as you can see here. And this is usually called the C panel. I don't know why they call it the C panel, but it's just a panel where simply it lists down for you all the different shortcuts for all the things that you could do inside your account. So for example, you could install the different platforms of websites like WordPress, or plenty of other platforms like Weebly or other platforms. You can create your email and manage your emails from here. You can also sign up for a Google Google Drive package where you can get your email and Google Drive and all of things. You can buy security packages from here. You can do backups for your website. But anyway, we can ignore all of that. All of that could be ignored and jump directly to the meat of this video, which is installing WordPress on your website. The first step is, after you buy your domain name, you need to install WordPress on your website. And how you would do that: first, in case you have multiple domains listed in your link to your hosting package, you need to do this step first. So to start with, I want to create my own website in this video, mahmoudutaywi.com. Luckily, I found the exact domain name available, so I bought it. And as you can see here, we need to do one step. Before we install WordPress, we need to do one step, which is assigning the domain as an add-on. So how you would do this: you would go to the domains section, and you click on your domain. Of course, I have tons of domains here, but anyway, and then you need to click on to assign the domain. You see this blue feature here. You just need to click on this, and what this does, basically, just a small step which will tell your hosting, Bluehost, that to treat your domain as an independent website or as an independent URL, independent of your hosting package. And after this step, you will be able to install WordPress. It's just a step that you need to do. Like, I don't really understand why it's like the technicalities behind this, but it's just a step that we need to do. So in this page, all what you need to do is click on add-on domain, and as you can see here, it reads that an add-on domain is a domain that points to a different subdirectory in your account that gives you the ability to make it look like an entirely different website. So what this means is that you don't need to create a separate hosting package for each website. So in case you're having 15, 20, 100 websites linked to the same hosting package, you can assign each website into an add-on domain, which will mean that you can it's going to be independent by itself, and you can work on it independently as if it's a completely different website, right? So that's the step which which is over here. You don't need to do anything, just literally leave this page blank and click on assign this domain. So that's the first step. And you know, again, I'm gonna use the opportunity right now to as I'm working with you now recording this video, I'm gonna use the opportunity to write the actual summary of this video, you know, in this small tiny training portal that I have in my website, kaboomtheweb.com. Fine, and let's get started now. So you see it's still I guess loading. Yeah, it's still loading. We need to wait for it. Well, something happened here. It pointed out to another domain. Let me see. So Mahmoud Taibi. Well, I don't see it here anymore, which means that it could have already been appointed already. So let's go and double check on that. I click back on domains. I click on, I look for Mahmoud Utaibi. Yeah, Mahmoud Utaibi. And as you can see here that, yeah, the status or the type had been changed to add-on. So why we need to do this before we install WordPress? Because it only the add-on domains I can install WordPress on, you know. So now I go back to the cPanel. Okay, so we go back to the cPanel, which you are seeing in front of you right now, and we look for WordPress, install WordPress. You see it over here, install WordPress, click on it. I guess my internet is a little bit slow because I'm I'm currently uploading a video on my Facebook. So it's 6:57. I guess it's gonna finish uploading in a while. But anyway, you see now we are installing WordPress into the domain directory. So when we click on the domain, we're gonna find Mahmoud Utaibi here available for us to choose, right? To choose. So I'm gonna look for it now. mahmoudutaibi.com. Yes, it's available. Directory, we need just to keep it empty. Now directory is where you want to host your WordPress file. So basically some of the websites you can make the installation on on a directory, a separate directory of your main domain name. So for example, mahmoudutaibi.com / site 2, for example, you know. But this is not something which you would want to do when building your primary website, right? So you would need to install your WordPress files on the primary domain name, which is mahmoudutaibi.com in my case. So I just click on next. And yeah, we get the credentials from here. As you can see, you will understand now what's this in a while after we enter our WordPress environment. But as you are doing this, as you are installing a WordPress as you are installing a WordPress, you know, on your website, on your domain, or on your host, on your server, you would need to later on access your website. And when you access your website, you need to assign your username and password. So I'll give you a small example here, like that's my website, kaboomtheweb.com. When we access a WordPress site, you put the domain name of yours / wp-admin, and that's when you need to enter your username and password over here. And only when you enter your username and password, you get to enter the back end. You see, this is the back end of the WordPress environment, the content management tool that is going to build up content on your website. So this is the back end of your website, right? So that's how you're going to access your WordPress. This is the WordPress environment that we're talking about. So going back here, this is your username and that's your password. So I'm gonna type my password right now, my password, and do next. And right now, Bluehost is gonna install the WordPress files for you. So let me summarize this before I close this video. So I'm gonna add a lesson here. So this lesson I can call the technical, or the first steps, let's call it. Let me delete this. Delete. Let me delete this too. Okay. Sorry guys. Yeah. Okay. So. Yes, perfect. So you can see here that the installation is currently, yeah, WordPress is still installing, so it's gonna take like a minute or two. I'm not trying to distract you over here, so just please bear with me. I'm just wait. The installation is done. But before I move forward, I would like to summarize the primary points which I just spoke about now in the video, right? Because the video will be, this small part will be under, you know, some modules in a good lesson. So I just want to have, so I'm gonna edit this later on. I'm just gonna have the summary of the primary steps. So in case you know, in case you're watching this and you feel it's not enough, you'll still be able to find a written summary. And this is going to be on YouTube. Continue. Yeah. Come on. Continue. All right. So guys, what I'm doing, by the way, is something I don't want to distract you again. I should have prepared this, you know, already. But anyway, it's good to see, because at the end, I'm working now in a WordPress environment, and we could create more tutorials about this part in the future. So this is a WordPress environment. It's a real example of how I'm personally now speaking with you on this training, and I'm also publishing something on my website. And this is one of the tools which I'm using. It's an amazing tool. You're gonna see it, how you're gonna see how I'm installing this later on. So right, yes, so the technical step which we just covered now in this video is number 1, Alright, so I'm gonna make this a heading. So number 1, get your hosting package. And number 2 will be get buy your domain. Number 3 is assign your domain as an add-on before installing WordPress. And number 4 is install WordPress. And in here, as you are installing WordPress, you would need to assign your WordPress username and password. Of course, I'm gonna put a small notification here in the introduction, and I'm gonna edit this and make it look like really good after the video. But anyway, I'm just putting the main points over here now. This is based on WordPress and on getting your hosting package with Bluehost. So I'm not sure in other hosts if you need to like do, for example, an add-on domain. I'm not really sure how it works in other domains, but it's going to be something extremely similar to what you saw here. Maybe in other websites it's just a direct installation. You can skip step number 3 in our case, but in Bluehost that's the case. Okay, that's the case with Bluehost. If you are having multiple domains on your website, on your hosting package. Now I'm gonna end this video, but before I end this video, I'm gonna show you right now how we can enter the website mahmoudotaibi.com. And right, so this is mahmoudotaibi.com. As you can see here, when you enter your website, the front end website as a visitor, you will not be able to see anything, obviously, because there's no site yet. And this is a nice cool landing page which Bluehost has built this for us. Usually with other platforms you would find something like just random numbers or website not there or whatever, but this is really a cool homepage that says that a new website is coming soon. But anyways, how you even this admin login is something which I see for the first time. But usually, how would you enter a WordPress site? How you would enter a WordPress site is you put on your domain name and then / like I said, wp-admin, and then you enter your credentials, which is the username and password, which you have checked when you were installing your WordPress. So you can see now it's loading, and we're gonna enter into the backend of our website, and what you're gonna see here is the installed WordPress CMS environment in your Bluehost, and you are right now in your website, So I'm gonna end this video. That's the first part of this training, and in the next training we're gonna see the basic configurations that we need to do on your WordPress, and we're gonna continue from there. So stay tuned, and thank you so much for watching.